So today we're gonna talk about the greatest experience you can ever go through. Okay, it's like before you go to high school or before your first day of going back to school, you always get one thing and one thing only, and that is a haircut. Cue the bald from SpongeBob. Anyways, guys, so I got a haircut today, as you can clearly see. I think it was a pretty good haircut. You know what I'm saying? Looked pretty good. But it made me think about all the times that I went to barbers where I just felt like the cut just wasn't it. Now, one of the hardest things to do when you go to a new place, or let's say you move somewhere new, is finding a good barber. Because every time you go into the barber shop, you always know that it's that one guy who's sitting in the chair and never has a client. That's the barber you never trust, because you know either it's about to be a good haircut or you're about to come out with damn near like your we call them cerquillos, but your lineups is gonna be like, oh, like you get up here, man, like you got the widow's peak now. Don't make fun of mine, okay? He did the best he could with the hair I have. But anyways, I remember for me, one of the worst experiences I ever went to is going to this white barber, right? Because I've never went to like a white barber shop. I'm being so honest. And I remember I went in and I'm like, yeah, man, let me sit down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm finna get a fade. So I walk in, I'm sitting down. This is old white dude, and it's just a bunch of white dudes in the barber shop. And me not reading the cues and the signs, I should have probably been like, oh, damn, this is probably like only for like white people here. But I sat down, so it gets quiet. Like everybody just stopped talking the second I walked in. Okay, I was like, either they're gonna hang me or they're gonna say something really funny. Hopefully it was the second one. But anyways, so I sat down, and then the barber, the white barber, he looks at me, the old man, he was like, hey son, you trying to get a haircut here? And I go like, yeah, man, just want to get something simple. Listen, son, I'm going to tell you right now. You see these scissors? These scissors do not cut that type of hair. I don't know how to cut your people's type of hair. No, sorry, I do not. And I was like, okay, do you know like any other barbershops that like, I can go through? He goes like, I have no idea, son, but I hope you figure it out, because I ain't cutting your hair. Not here. So I just left. I'm like, first of all, I should have seen the signs. That's on me, bro. But then thinking back to it, I think he would have done atrocious to my hair, bro. Because I saw one dude, and I don't know what's going on, okay? Because I seen a lot of white boys that they get fresh cuts. This was the first time I saw a white boy with like the most like 18th century haircut I've ever seen in my life. I mean, there was no fade. Like the lineup looked like it was done by, like, I don't even think he had a lineup, to be completely honest. But anyways, apart from that, that was probably one of my worst experiences. The second worst experience of my life at barbershops is when I have an appointment, right? So I make appointments in order to go to the barbers, okay? Shout out to my recent barber, greatest barber ever, okay? Really fuck with him. But anyways, the biggest problem I always have is that they start yapping. And I'm Dominican and Puerto Rican. So if you're anything like me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The thing is with Dominicans, you don't want to stop them from talking their shop, okay? They'll go from cutting your hair to dancing, to then singing, to then arguing. And then sometimes the conversations, I'll be honest, I'll be interested. I'll be like, damn, like for real? Like you think that Anuel AA is better than Bad Bunny? How come? And then they'll start like, bro, I remember one time I was in the shop. This dude was like, nah, man, I could take you. I could take you. One of the barbers is telling another dude. Now listen, the barber he was telling that to, I knew the man had hands. There were just so many signs, okay? One, he had like some MMA fighter, like some like posters. He had like certain things that like, this man's really into combat. And also he told us he took a few boxing classes, but the other guy didn't know. So he then goes like, man, square up, square up. Now keep in mind, okay, I need you to understand this. The whole barbershop is full of clients, okay? Full of clients. It's about 5 p.m. Everybody just trying to get their cut and go, okay? And then the barber goes like, I bet. So they square up, okay? This man proceeds to hit him with the craziest two-piece I've ever seen, okay? I felt bad because the barber that was trying to challenge him fell to the ground. He like hit himself on the seat. And like now here we are with messed up haircuts trying to help him up, bro. You're like, man, nah, he got me by mistake. And bro, first of all, the barber's over here. We're lifting the guy up. He's talking over here. He talking about he want a rematch. Sir, you need to see a doctor. You have a concussion. I do not know how to help you at this point, bro. So anyways, that was crazy too. Another crazy thing is, like, sometimes, like, when like, especially in Dominican barbershops, sometimes when foreigners go in there, like, sometimes you get Karens and then you get really nice people. Like, it's just, there's no in between. I'll never forget this lady got mad at the barber, and I get it, okay? That's your son. You want him to have a certain haircut. Perfectly understandable. But she went in because she said, you cut my son's hair 2 inches longer than it was supposed to. Which, by the way, I just want you to understand, this man went out with the freshest haircut I've ever seen. I mean, his curls were popping. His, like, fade was insane. Like, bro, like, he should have paid $80 for that cut. I'm not gonna lie, even though I think that haircut should go back to being $15, but sadly the economy's ass, so you know my barber gotta eat too. But anyways, she got into that situation with the barber, and like, you know, Dominican barbershops, they don't know too much of certain people just got there, migrated and stuff, so they don't know a lot of English. So like, here she is trying to translate on Google, telling him how bad the haircut was. And then he's just saying, he's just acting like he don't understand what she's saying. Like, even though the Google Translate say in Spanish. And then he goes like, he says, no, pero esta mujer está loca, esta vaina está loca, yo no sé qué ella quiere, mira, quítamela de encima. Now, if you don't know what that means, he was basically saying, man, I don't know what the f this lady talking about. Get her the f out of my sight, man. Like, the haircut looked good, I didn't mess him up. It actually looks a lot better than the pictures she showed me, and it's true, bro. The picture, bro, this man was gonna end up with like the little like German haircut to the side, bro. I know you Mexicans have gotten it too, bro. Y'all have been traumatized by that haircut, okay? It was like a little side, like the little emo. He made his curls pop where like it looked like fully flourished, like, bro. The man was looking like he was in his prime. But yeah, that was insane. One of the things I also dislike about barbershop sometimes is also the other people. I don't know if you guys ever felt like whenever I sit on the chair, I dislike when we make this very uncomfortable eye contact. Now, there's always one guy that just, I don't know if it's like he's trying to mark his territory, but like you're just like looking and you're watching around, and there's like a guy. It's like when you're in the New York subway and like, there's a homeless naked guy trying to make eye contact with you, okay? The only difference is this guy's actually got clothes on, and, you know, hopefully he doesn't try to assault you in any type of way. But anyways, bro, there's this one guy that would not, like, stop looking at me, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I got a little scared because I'm like, yo, what's wrong with this dude? Bro, every time that, like this is how it was, right? Every time I was getting a cut, I would go like this. And then the first thing, and I'm looking in the front, he's just like this. I'm like, yo, bro, like, what you got going on, man? Like, what? Like, I'm in my head, I'm like, damn, do I have ops that I do not know? Is there somebody who dislikes me? Like, what's going on? Bro, come to find out, after I get out the chair, he comes up to me, and, you know, I'm like, oh, it might be time to use them boxing lessons, you know what I'm saying? Hit him with the, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, nah, man, you know, let me see what's going on, because, you know, your boy ain't trying to hit nobody with a two-piece combo, you know? These hands are lethal, registered. Actually, you're not even supposed to register your hands. But anyways, he comes up to me and he says, yo, bro, I just want to say that I really liked your haircut, and next time that I come through, I'm going to get it. I said, bro, and here I thought that you was about to shoot me, yeah. So you know what I'm saying? I said, what's up, yeah? You know what I'm saying? Gave him the little two-piece type shit, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We cool. But bro, that should be so uncomfortable, bro. Another thing that I dislike is when you go to the barber shop, there's no easy way of making people understand that you're gonna be there for an hour, maybe 2 hours. Especially if it's a Hispanic barbershop, okay? There's going to be a lot of yapping. There's going to be a lot of talking. There's going to be damn near no hair being cut for at least like 30 minutes, okay? Because they're going to have to argue about baseball, and then somebody's going to have to argue about artists, and then it's just going to go up and down. Now, what I do enjoy a lot about the barbershop is that you get to just like talk with other dudes. And I know how it sounds, okay? Relax, guys. Not that way, okay? If you want to go that way, just go to somebody's party if you know what I'm catching. If you catch my drift. But anyways, I really like that we can talk about like different stuff, bro. Like, I remember one dude went in there and it was the most insane thing I've ever seen. The man went through therapy. Like, he literally sat on there and was talking about his marriage. And we ended up giving him really good advice. Now, I don't know if he ended up fixing his marriage or he ended up leaving his wife. That's not up to me. That was none of my business. I'm not there for it. But the dude had an issue where his wife was basically, how can I put this nicely? She was messing around with somebody and he didn't know what to do. And like, he shared it with his barber. And you know, that's one thing that people don't understand. Like a barber, and why women go like, oh, you would cheat on me versus my barber. Yeah. Because my barber will always give me consistent haircuts. The only thing you're consistent on is giving me headaches, okay? Nobody wants headaches. My barber can talk to me about anything, but you know what he'll never talk to me about? Taking out the trash, making sure that I hear your feelings. You know, like he won't hit me with that, nagging me every day for the rest of my life, okay? My barber will be like, he'll cut me. Sometimes he'll talk to me. Sometimes he won't. He'll fill out the vibe. He'll understand. I'm like, yo, man, this man's stressed. He's just trying to come to work and just chill. You know, like, they set up the vibe, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's certain barbershops you go to. They got a little water, a little snack. You know what I'm saying? There's vendors coming in talking about, yo, you want some empanadas? You want this? You want that? Bro, hell yeah. How much is that, man? Bring me that shit over here, guy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, barbershops, I mean, I think barbershops are one of the greatest things ever. The only thing I dislike also about barbershops these days is the fact that, like, they put so much spray now on you, bro. Like, there's a spray for everything. Like, if they could spray the haircut on you, they would, bro. And that's for, like, some of the rookies, like barbers. And they start charging you, like, $100 just for a bunch of sprays, bro. Oh yeah, this will darken your hair. Here you go. It's, bro, I feel like I'm in that scene of like Patrick and SpongeBob when they're going through the perfume aisle, and like you see SpongeBob and Patrick going like, bro, like why so many, bro? Just, bro, listen, gang. I just want to cut. I just want use the clippers. We don't need to do all that other stuff. Always like, let me darken your lineup. Nah, we're good, man. We're good. I am fine with my lineup looking regular. I do not need no sprays, okay? The only spray that should be coming out is that alcohol, okay? The alcohol when you put it on my lineup on my face. That's it, bro. That's it. I don't want nothing else, bro. Like, and then all these people, another thing, guys. If you are going to do these type of hair transplants, I guess you could call them, where you're faking your whole hair, please, for the love of God, just go get a hair transplant. Stop going to barbers and then getting like a patch of fake hair. Bro, the day that you go swimming, life is going to turn differently, okay? Now, I don't know if they made it waterproof, okay? I don't know if they did, but from what I researched and I learned, they did not, okay? So, in conclusion, barbershops are a staple to every man's like life, man. Like a barbershop is something you grew up in. It's a place you go to, you know, like your first experience of being a man. And one of the, actually, hey, so I noticed you haven't been liking and subscribing and commenting. Also, make sure you hype the video, because if not, I'm gonna line you up the way they line me up. Let's get back to the video. I think one of my worst things ever that ever happened to me at a barbershop. I was 14, all right? At the time, it was cool for you to have like your eyebrow slit, you know what I'm saying? And my crush at the time, she liked this guy who had like his eyebrow slit. So I was like, yo, man, like I'm really like that, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I thought that I was like that. Anyways, so I went to the barbershop, and my barber's been cutting my hair since I was like 10. My mom will always bring me, but this was the first time that she said, you're 14, you know, go get your haircut done, yada, yada, yada. So I get off work, yes, where I come from, you work at that time. They let you work, Okay, is it legal? Probably not, but I did it anyways. Continuing the story, so boom, so it's my first time basically going into the barbershop by myself without my mom. So I'm thinking that like, yo, now I can choose how I want to do my hair, because for anybody that Hispanic, you know that like back now they allow you to have your hair grown. Okay, back when I was growing up, back in my day, they just didn't like you having your like full hair, bro. Like they would either cut me like this or even shorter. There was one time that my mom cut my hair so down that I looked like a coconut head, bro. Like I had no hair whatsoever. I mean, it was disgusting. So I was finally able to cut my hair when I was 14, go to the barbershop. So as I'm going, I go in, you know, I wait my turn, my little 30, 45 minutes. I go sit on the chair. Dude goes like, hey man, so like what, you know, how you doing? So what we doing today? I said, man, give me that full, give me that fade, you know what I'm saying? And then I want you to slit my my eyebrows or whatever, okay? And he goes, he said, he chuckled, right? He goes like, did you ask your mom? I go like, bro, what's going on? So here I'm thinking like, bro, I can either lie to this guy, but he has my mom's number. And then if he can't reach my mom, he knows my dad's number too, because they're close. So I'm like, man, you know, like she sent me by myself. I think it would be fine for me to get my eyebrows like slit or whatever. And then the dude goes, oh, okay, so you think you grown now? And I'm like, yeah, man, yeah. He was like, all right, babe. Then we finna call your mom and put her on speed dial. Like, you know what I'm saying? Put her on speaker. And I go like, you know what, man? I don't even think, you know what? I don't think I even want that slit. Like, for real? Like, it's not that I'm scared of my mom. It's just like, you know, why even call her? Like, let's just focus on the fact that, like, let's just fix this haircut right here. Like, bro, like, what's the slit on your eyebrow, man? I mean, I wasn't even gonna look cool, you know what I'm saying? Tears running down my eyes, bro, because I know if he called that woman, I was about to get the whooping of a lifetime at the barbershop. And there's nothing worse than getting whooped in front of people, okay? It's one thing them whooping you at home, is a totally different thing than whooping you in front of other grown men. Because the day you come back, they will always remember, hey, that's the guy that got his ass whooped while he was getting a cut. And you're gonna have to sit there crying, okay? Tears coming down your eye as they're cutting your haircut. But anyways, guys, that's basically the video. I hope you guys liked it. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully you have a better haircut day than anybody else, because a bad haircut sometimes fucks you up really bad. It's been your boy Be Easy, and I got more shit coming. Peace. Bye.